Welcome to Psy 205, Neurology and Psychopharmacology. I'm Brennan Smith, Certified Hypnotherapist.
And I'm Katie Weens. I have a PhD in neuroscience and I'm a professor of neuroscience.
We're here because we were given the charge by Scott Salen and Richard Clark to create a college-level neurology and psychopharmacology class specifically designed for hypnotherapists. So you're going to find this is college-level material that would be taught in a course, just like Katie teaches on a very consistent basis every day. And we do hope to have a little fun along the way as well.
And just so you know a little bit about the structure of the course, we have designed it so, at least with my classes, I like them to be as interactive as possible. And it's a little bit more difficult or a little bit more of a challenge when you're working with an online course. But we've done our best to design it so that you'll actually be doing stuff along the way. So we have a few assignments for you that you'll want to complete before each lecture. And then there's also going to be reading. So you want to read that material before, because, you know, as a professor, and I used to be a psychology major as an undergrad, and then my graduate work was in learning and memory. I got an idea about how we, or as humans, we best learn. And so the best way to do it is through repetition. So the way we've designed it here in this course is that you will read the material beforehand, and then we'll go over it and be able to work with it on a higher level through the class period, but you have to have that base knowledge beforehand. So you'll want to do the reading, you'll do the activity, we'll approach it in the course and on the videos, and then we'll review it as we go through the final, or in some of the tests. And the best way that you'll be able to do that, we've chosen an online textbook. So for each of your assigned readings, there's a link to the textbook. There are some parts of the textbook that get a little bit dense. So, you know, I've pared down the reading so that you're not reading like the really serious stuff in the textbook. But you do need a little bit of that base knowledge. So for each chapter, I've maybe taken a few subheadings to focus on for that particular chapter. So you're not just overwhelmed with something, but that you're getting the content that you need. So do read those chapters beforehand. And then, so that reaches your expectation as a student. So we need you to put the work in, and then you'll get more out of the class if you go ahead and do that. So the way we've broken the class up as far as percentage-wise, we have an assignment for you that will be an article analysis. So you'll find an article and you'll do an analysis on that. That will be 20% of your grade. And then we'll have two tests. We'll have a midterm, which will be 35% of your grade. And then at the end of the course, we'll have a final, which will be 45% of your grade. So you've got 20, 35, and 45% divided into 3 different sections.
One of the useful things that Katie does in her college courses and that we have replicated here is that you have a stated objective for every single video. Coming into each video, you'll know exactly what it is that you will be able to do on your own by the time you're done with that video. And so for test review, it becomes very simple. One, you'll have all of your objectives put together for you on an objectives review sheet so that you'll recall, oh yeah, that's right, I was supposed to be able to do this, and then be able to do this, and then be able to do this, etc. And then there are also videos that are designed as test review videos that we've put together so that it's an interactive opportunity for you to answer questions on your own first based on the question that's posed to you by the video, and then it'll give you time to answer it, and then the video will pop up the actual answer so that you'll be able to check whether you knew it, and then the video will tell you the answer. It's sort of a way to go back and forth with the video and see how that review goes for you. So that's really useful for people. First, to know that you have those objectives to guide you to the most important knowledge that you'll be required to know to make it through this course. And second, that you'll have those review videos that give you a chance to answer the questions and then see if you answered correctly.
And one of the things that is a part of the course and part of most of your HPTI courses are live class sessions. So we will have scheduled 4 live class sessions. Your requirement for those, just based on schedules, will be to attend 2 of those live classes, so 1 per week. You can attend more if you want to, but you have to at least attend 2. And then what we are going to do with those live classes is have that be a question and answer section, because we know the material is pretty dense, and maybe you didn't quite get something as we were going through it, or you want more clarification on it. So what we would like you to do, and then we ask of you, is to come up with questions as we go along. So don't wait until the hour before the Q&A session that we're going to do. We want you to do that all along. So in your notes, as you're taking notes for the course, go ahead and jot down any questions that you have. So what you'll do is you'll submit those beforehand via email to our email address, and then we'll pick some that are common, or we'll pick some ones that are especially interesting and we think have a good application. So as we go through that, it just kind of streamlines it a little bit, instead of having to wait around for someone to type in the question or to come up with a question. So we'll already have questions kind of pre-programmed that we know we want to address for those live class sessions. So they can be questions on the actual neuroscience of that material, or if you have questions on how to use that in your hypnotherapy, which I think would be some more interesting questions that finally get to application of the material, which is a really important thing. So do come up with those as we go along, so that we can have a really powerful live question and answer section.
The more questions you submit in advance, the more that class has value for everyone involved, because they have those same questions whether they know it or not.
Yeah.
So those are going to be really fun and really useful for everybody.
Yeah, and you can, sorry to interrupt, you can send those questions anytime throughout the class, because we have that specific email. So we'll just kind of bank those so that then we're ready and able to go once we get to those live sessions.
Absolutely. So the next video that you're going to see will be me, from the hypnotherapist's perspective, setting the frame for the knowledge you're going to receive throughout this course. That will be a class of just understanding some of the broad strokes applications. And then as we go forward, each video has me providing an introduction to the material you're about to see, specifically based on that material that Dr. Wiens gives us the neuroscience perspective on. So the course should constantly be flowing back and forth for you between the actual neuroscience and psychopharmacology and the hypnotherapeutic applications of that information throughout the way. With your permission, we want to end this video just by letting you know a little bit about us. If you have no interest in this material, you can just hit stop now. There's nothing from this point forward that you'll be tested on. But we think it's interesting to know who you're learning from. So I'd love for you to start by, you got into it a little bit with your psychology undergrad and where you went with that. What else do you think is important for them to know about you?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
As a neuroscientist, I do research, and I have done research for the past, oh God, how many years?
5 years if you're about to talk about the heart regeneration.
No, that's 5 years plus 5 years of graduate school. A lot of schooling, a lot of extra stuff to do when you want to be a scientist and a professor. So I originally did my research on learning and memory. So when we actually get into this a little bit in one of our classes, but the change in synaptic strength for learning and memory, that cellular basis of learning and memory, was the focus of my graduate work. And then I moved into zebrafish heart regeneration, which is terribly fun. You actually amputate 20% of the heart, and then it's able to grow back. So we're trying to figure out the mechanism of how that happens so we can apply it to human heart disease. And that's been my life for the past 10 years. Sums it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing, if Well, we'll get into this first. But we are actually married. I know my last name is Weens and his last name is Smith. But I'm one of those crazy ladies, and plus I was already published before we married, so changing the name, it's, you know, it's a big hassle. So decided against it. So we do have different last names, but we have been married for almost 5 years.
Coming up on 6.
Coming up, oh, nuh-uh.
Yeah.
5, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Oh,
11,
that's
12.
right.
5 years.
Why did we celebrate our 10-year anniversary recently? From dating.
Yeah, from dating, yeah.
But we dated for 5. Anyway. Count on the guy to not know which anniversary it is. If I would have stopped and done the math, I would know that we were definitely married in 2007,
yes.
and it's now 2012.
Yeah, you're
We're coming up on our
very
5th year anniversary.
Yes. And something that else that you will notice throughout the videos is that I get a little bit bigger each time, at least in profile. We are currently 4.5 months pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So we are expecting a bouncing baby boy coming up in September.
Our first.
So yeah, so that'll be fun and exciting. But you'll kind of notice that through the videos. I'm not just getting fat. There's a reason for it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what about you?
Yeah, so I've been a hypnotherapist since 2004, and I was a generalist at first, and then got very specific into procrastination, self-sabotage, and perfectionism strategies, and helping clients overcome those things in their business life, mostly helping entrepreneurs overcome that. So the journey of hypnotherapy has been one that benefited me so much, and then I was able to turn around and provide some of those same benefits to other people. And I know that as a practitioner, whether you're already one, you know that to be true, or if you're on the way to being one, you will find absolutely that this is one of the most rewarding fields of endeavor that there is. The other thing that I have found extremely rewarding from an entrepreneurial and business standpoint is I own a couple of websites that market hypnosis audio products, and that's just a beautiful way to go, in addition to owning a line of downloadable iPhone and Android apps for people's mobile devices. So there are so many applications for delivering hypnosis to the modern consumer in a way that meets their needs and helps them with their quality of life issues, and in a way that can help provide us as practitioners with a livelihood, which when you have a bouncing baby boy on the way in, and unfortunately teachers just aren't paid what they should be, so I'm able to support, I'm able to help out around the house with the finances, which is great, because for a while she was definitely carrying it while I was building my practice.
It's true. It's better now.
It is. It's better now.
It's better.
So that's us, and we're here for you. Our entire goal in accepting this position was that we love the idea of working with Scott and Richard because they do everything top of the line, but also that we knew that there was a way to deliver a higher quality of education to people seeking to learn about becoming hypnosis practitioners and using hypnosis for therapeutic purposes. And we believe this course does that. It does it extremely well. I don't mean ours, I mean the whole program. I mean HPTI does that, and we're proud to be part of it. Please email your questions so that we can know what's going on for you at the far end of the camera there, and at the far end of the internet. And we're happy to support you, and we're looking forward to meeting you in those live classes. We'll see you.
All right.